Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Erica Murphy. It's an issue that many areas across the country are familiar with, homelessness. This can happen to just about anyone regardless of their race, their background, or their socioeconomic status. I'm sitting down with several people from nonprofits who work on a daily basis to help this segment of the population. In this half hour, we'll attempt to delve deep into this issue and find some solutions. I'm joined by Marie Marole. Marie is the executive director of the Crisis House in Georgetown, and then James Barnes is from the Christian Shelter right here in Salisbury. Welcome to the show, the both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming out to join us. Now, I'm going to start with you, James. Can you tell me briefly about the Christian Shelter and what it does?
Well, Christian Shelter's been in existence now for about 38 years, and essentially we provide safe lodging, meals, and things like guidance and direction and help with problems for approximately about 60 men, women, and children at the Christian Shelter.
On a yearly basis, how many people would you say you guys are helping?
Around 1,000.
Around
in
1,000.
a year's time, yeah.
Okay, that's a great number. Now, Marie, I'm going to move to you. I invited you because, you know, Sussex County, there don't seem to be a lot of resources for this segment of the population, and Crisis House is doing a lot there. You're very unique in that you take in families as well, right?
Yes, men, women, children, families.
So tell me a little bit more about Crisis House for people who don't know.
Okay, we are a shelter. We've been in existence since 1981. We only serve about 22 individuals at any one given time. It's a small old house that has been converted into a shelter. And recently, in the last year, the state of Delaware has increased the amount of time people can stay in shelters. So we're able to keep them longer than 30 days. We can keep them up to 90. And it's needed to try to help them find permanent housing, jobs, different services that they all need.
Now, I need you both to educate me. Last year, when it was cold, just around about this time, there was a woman that was, you know, outside, and she said she was homeless and she didn't have anywhere to go. And she told me that she had to wait to get into a shelter. And that really struck me. I think a lot of people don't realize that you can't just walk into a shelter, right?
Not always. It depends on how good you've been living, if you hit it lucky.
Wow.
But the shelter tends to be pretty full all the time.
Oh my
all
goodness.
year round.
Oh my goodness. Is that the same true?
True. I mean, we have a lot of Code Purple shelters in the area, but they seem to fill up also very quickly. And if people come to the door, knock on the door, say 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, we don't take people in for safety reasons.
Okay.
So but usually we're filled anyway.
So Maria, I also wanted to ask you if there were any challenges that are unique to Sussex County that you guys are facing in trying to help homeless.
Well, I don't know if it's unique, but we have very limited affordable housing for individuals and families, and that makes our job very difficult. And once they're with us, where do we send them? Where do we put them? So sometimes they play checkers with other agencies, other shelters, other group homes. It's very difficult to put them in housing. And the other challenge is the addictions, the people with addiction and mental illness. It's very difficult to provide services for them.
James, is the same true for the Christian Shelter?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. One of the difficulties is income. A lot of folks who are on fixed incomes, particularly Social Security and all, who aren't making more than somewhere around between $700 and $800 a month, and rents, even low-income rents, the lowest income rents, generally are going to take more than 3/4 of that little income just to pay rent.
Wow. So
And
the incomes are not meeting up with the rental rates,
No.
which is a problem. Yeah.
And the public housing is filled. The lists are just
Yep.
extensive. They can go for years.
Wow.
To get in public housing.
What if you could in just a few seconds, any solution to that? What would you say?
Nothing we can do. It has to be a combination of the housing authority, government, local government, different agencies all together.
Okay, well, thank you both. Thank you both. After the break, we'll talk with an agency right here in Salisbury working to help the homeless community get something most of us carry around in our wallet every day. Stay with us.